Yeah, this list is pretty good. He has like everything I want in here.
I mean, I sent it to him.
Okay. Looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Well done.
Shawn French is playing a blue-white deck that is... It has the creature suite of Bug, 3 Snapcaster, 2 Vendilion, nothing else. But it has a spell suite that's quite a bit different. It has, you know, your Brainstorms and your Swords and your Ponders and your Force of Wills. You don't really see Ponder in a lot of blue-white decks. And that's because he's playing 3 Terminus, 1 Entreat the Angels, and the 4th Terminus in the sideboard. 3 Sensei's Divining Tops so that he can Terminus on his opponent's turn, and 4 Counterbalances in the sideboard. If there was a bad matchup for Rug Delver in Legacy, like truly bad matchup, I think this would probably be it. He also has 3 Jace and 2 Elspeth, so it's not like he just doesn't have a top end.
And it seems pretty awesome. All right, Bronson leading things off with a Nimble Mongoose off Tropical Island. That's a good-looking Tropical Island.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous drop.
All right, and Shawn French. Let's see what he has for the first turn. It looks like he has a few Ponders in his hand. Is he going to use one of them right away?
So the reason why Terminus is really, really good here, and especially really good against Rug Delver, is that Blue-White has consistently struggled with the problem of how do you beat a Nimble Mongoose. And people have played conditional answers from Engineered Explosives to Moat to Humility to, you know, just like a bunch of stuff that isn't good. It's just like too expensive, it's too slow, it's too conditional, whatever the case may be. Terminus is 1 mana. You can play it on turn 4 for 1 mana. You know, you set it up with Ponder or Top.
Or Brainstorm makes it really easy, yeah.
And with Top, the beauty of it is that you never have to use it until the exact moment you want to. You get to cast Rout for 1 mana. Rout, an invasion sorcery that cost 5 mana, was a Wrath of God, and you could pay 2 more mana to cast it at instant speed.
Yep.
Tap Top on your opponent's turn, cast Terminus off the top of your deck. The same thing, but for 6 less mana.
Yeah, so here on turn 2, Bronson Magnan attacking Shawn French for 1, putting him down to 18, playing another land, and then just passing the turn. Shawn French with another Ponder here. Bronson going to let that resolve.
Ponders into... we have a Terminus on top. Island Force of Will Terminus.
Yeah. And
keeps the stack. Draws the island... I think draws the Force of Will. So the top of his deck is Island Terminus.
Yep.
Has planes, says go. Another thing I really, really like about his Shawn's mana base is that he has 5 islands, 2 plains, and 3 tundras, along with 9 fetch lands.
Yeah, that's really nice.
He's not getting wastelanded. He always has a fetch land when he needs it. And the way that miracles work is that you draw it and you reveal it, and the trigger goes on the stack. And at the time the trigger goes on the stack, the card is in your hand, and so you keep the card revealed, and the trigger, resolves. They can actually Vendilion click your miracle away, but at the end of that, you have time to respond, so you can crack a fetch land and get the correct color mana. So you aren't just totally screwed if you have like fetch land, fetch land, fetch land, and you like peel Temporal Mastery or Terminus. Ooh.
Alright, so Shawn French playing a Snapcaster Mage, going to attempt to flash back one of these Ponders.
Yeah.
It's a really good counter magic bait.
It looks like Bronson's going to Spell Snare, and then next turn is going to get his 2 creatures Terminused.
Yeah.
And that Terminus is going to be very conveniently out of Spell Pierce range.
Well set up by Shawn, choosing to put 2 cards down there.
Yeah, if I'm Shawn, I'm totally fine with that.
Oh yeah, that's completely okay. Bronson's not really attacking for enough damage right now for it to matter too much. Bronson does reveal Daze, however, and going to have this Insectile Aberration.
Chooses to draw the Daze. He came up to me earlier and said that he believes that Thought Scour is the best card in the deck, which is pretty bold considering that Thought Scour is a mental note that occasionally hits your opponent. But he loves it. So here we are.
Seems pretty good.
Ah, there we are.
Yep.
Would you like to respond?
Terminus off the top of the deck.
Dear sir, please put all of your creatures on the bottom of your library. Assigned Force Will. Ooh.
And I imagine this is going to get forced back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you remove the Snapcaster Mage instead of the other force?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It definitely gives him less room to dig back, but I know that he has Jace in his hand.
Yeah, but like the Snapcaster this turn, you can go Snapcaster, Flashback Ponder after the Terminus, and like Force of Willing twice in one game, especially if he doesn't successfully resolve this Jace.
I mean, I think he's super
disastrous.
He's super bad if he doesn't he's very far behind if he doesn't resolve this Jace. But I mean, he has the land to beat the Days, so he's going to lose to Pierce. Is there any chance that we can get rid of the heads-up display on the bottom right? Thank you. So we milled a Brainstorm and a Spell Pierce, it looks like, with that Thought Scour.
And here Bronson has a Tarmogoyf in hand and a Nimble Mongoose.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to make a choice of which threat he's going to want to lead out there. Chooses to go with the Tarmogoyf. And Shawn, on his turn, will be...
yeah, Shawn's going to be able to resolve Jace unmolested.
Resolve Jace and -1 to bounce that Tarmogoyf back to Bronson's hand.
Apparently not.
Huh, very interesting. I mean, if I'm Shawn in that spot...
Yeah, I feel like I'd be overjoyed to play Flooded Strand.
Yeah, I'd be so happy to resolve that Jace.
Yeah.
Just resolve the Jace, the Mind Sculptor, and you have a Force in your hand, so when you brainstorm, all you have to do is hit a blue card, and then you have Jace Force, and then you just win. I've played with that card before.
No, I mean, brainstorming with Jace and passing the turn with Force of Will is one of the better feelings in Legacy.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess you couldn't brainstorm that turn because you would have to -1 it to bounce the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah. So, the real reason why Nimble Mongoose, well, why Jace isn't as good right now is because Nimble Mongoose just makes it less relevant. It's really hard to, like, care about Jace when you have a 3/3 that can't get unsummoned.
Yep.
So, like, they either have to Fate Seal to Sword Erase, just lose a point every turn, or they brainstorm and then it immediately dies.
All right.
So it looks like he has Swords, Snare, Pierce as the top of his library.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to take Swords to Plowshares, plow the Goyf, and I'm not sure what he's going to do about that Goose, but then again, I have no idea what any blue-white deck ever does about any Goose.
Terminus.
He already did that to one.
The plan.
Bronson's just drawing well, man.
Well, sometimes it's all it takes. And I mean,
he could entreat the Angels.
I mean, something that's really nice about Rug Delver is that when you have one of the draws where you really like only have 2 lands and you're able to just like keep yourself on 2 lands, it's really hard to lose.
Yeah.
Because all of your cards are so powerful and all of them cost 1 or 2 mana.
And they all trade with... Oh dear.
Yeah. Force of Will.
And that is how he's going to solve that Nimble Mongoose problem.
Yeah.
So he's going to top... Oh, he's going to Jace, right, bounce Tarmogoyf. Oh, no, he can brainstorm... no, if he brainstorms and then Swords to Plowshares, that gets dazed. He's seen the daze.
Yeah, he knows about it.
So that line is straight out. The problem is Jace is going to get Forked Bolted.
Yeah. he doesn't know that right now, but
Fork Bolt you. Kill Jace.
all right. So a Ponder from Bronson.
Oh wow, is that 5 points of burn right now?
Yep, and his opponent's at 6. Pretty good.
I feel like there's got to be like an implied point for Chain Lightning, right?
Oh yeah, like if it was one more.
Yeah, like if that was Bolt Chain Lightning.
Yeah. If that was a Chain Lightning, he would just basically win right now.
Yeah, I mean he'd have 2 turns of going upstairs. So he has top swords. The top of his library is Spell Snare, so that Tarmogoyf is not very good. Snare, Force, and Marsh Flats?
Yep.
Yeah. So keep Snare on top, probably just going to ship it back. I think you Snare the Goyf here because you want to plow a Delver.
It's reasonable.
And like you forced a Mongoose and you've Terminused another one.
Yeah, but that the Mongoose that has been Terminus is at a random point in Bronson's deck because...
Well, it will be very soon. It's still on the bottom.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but he has a fetch line in play. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh. Okay, so the risk that Shawn runs moving forward is that if Bronson peels a Delver, he just doesn't have a line of defense against it. He could have a hardcast Force, but that's about it. So what he needs to draw or see right here is a Planeswalker or an Entreat the Angels.
Alright, so another 2 points of burn for Bronson here.
Yeah, does Bronson have another Tarmogoyf? Is that what I saw in his hand?
Yeah, and that's going to get Spell Snared. Shawn can just flip the top. Spell Snared is his top card. And Shawn's pretty lucky that Bronson's next threat was a Tarmogoyf and not a Mongoose or a...
Yeah. I mean, it's a little awkward.
Oh, this is really strange.
What?
Shawn just cracked a fetch land.
What?
He just killed himself. He had a Spell Snare on the top of his deck. It looked like he also had a Terminus somewhere near the top.
What?
And instead he cracked a fetch land with a 5, and now he's dead.
Well, I mean, he's not like dead, but...
He's pretty close
I mean,
to dead.
He's like implied dead. Yeah. Okay, so there's a Terminus on the top of his deck.
Sorry, he's at 5 and there's no counter magic anywhere near the top.
Oh wait, no, that's an Entreat the Angels.
Yep.
Oh wow. Too bad it doesn't matter. Resolves. Bolt you. Nug.
Go to 2.
Shock you.
Bolt you.
Pow. What are you gonna do, man? You don't play Daze.
I mean, Shawn there kind of just threw that one away.
Yeah, I don't... Were we wrong about what was on top of his library? He had a Spell Snare, right?
Spell Snare. He had Spell Snare and Terminus on top.
Wow. That's really weird.
And cracking that fetch land there just doesn't really even make sense at all.
Yeah, I agree. Drawing the fetch land doesn't even seem particularly good. A bit of a note on Bronson's side of the board. I think that he could have sequenced his Fork Bolt turn better. Had he pondered first, he would have seen Lethal Burn, and there is a reasonable argument for pondering off of green, off of Trop, and then seeing Bolt, like Lightning Forked, and then just like Fork Bolt you, and then just like going upstairs with everything because he's at 6 and he has 7 points, so 1 Force doesn't even save him, and none of it is vulnerable to Spell Snare. So
that's the reason. So he had a 3rd burn spell at the top, you're saying?
Well, no. So when he Fork Bolted him, right? Fork Bolt from hand, ponder into 2 more red spells, right? And Shawn was at 6 at the time. So he had 7. He just like spent the first 2 to kill the Jace. So had he pondered first, he would have had more information and more options, and he could have just
Shawn would
nugged
have
with
had 2 turns of Jason play though.
Yeah, but my point is,
and I understand that Bronson would have had lethal burn, but like 2 turns of Jason play would change everything so much.
no, it doesn't. Okay,
Yeah, it does.
let,
You just don't lose. Like I don't know how it happens, but when the Jace is in play.
okay, let's do some math. You immediately nug him with Lightning Bolt. He can't force will that one. He doesn't have any cards.
Yeah.
So he goes to 3. He brainstorms into a force. Fork Bolt you.
Yeah.
Force will?
No.
Go to 2, Fork Bolt you. Fetch land to shuffle away the chaff on top of your deck, Fork Bolt you. He's just dead.
He could have Source Splasher and treat the Angel's token or a V-click at some point.
Daze it. Had daze.
He had 7 lands in play. He's very good against 7 lands. Daze is really good against Entreat the Angels, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Shawn wisely cast Entreat the Angels, leaving 1 mana open there.
Yeah,
Pretty
absolutely.
cool deck that Shawn has
So,
here.
Sean's going to get to board in
An extra copy of Terminus.
the 4 counterbalances.
4 counterbalances are going to be really good here.
The 2 Path to Exiles.
Also pretty good here.
The Relic of Progenitus.
Yeah.
He has a real sideboard here.
Yeah, Relic of Progenitus, quite good against a deck that has Tarmogoyf and Nimble Mongoose.
Yeah, so we are going to see 8 cards come in. So what comes out here?
I think you have to take out the Force of Wills. I don't think they're very good. The Oblivion Ring seems pretty lackluster to me. I don't like that. So it's 5 cards. And then you need to take out 3 more. Is Jace really that good against the Nimble Mongoose deck?
I really don't like Spell Snare.
Spell Snare?
Spell Snare
reasonable.
hits Tarmogoyf and that's it.
It's completely reasonable.
And you have a bunch of Path to Exiles and they aren't going to all hit Delvers.
Yeah, I guess especially post-board, if you're signing in Paths and Swords, then...
Yeah. I don't think Spell Snare cuts it. I think Spell Pierce is awesome. You just aggressively hit their cantrips. Just try and slow the game down as much as possible. The thing about Delver's cantrips is that they really need them. Like, the beauty of Delver is that the more information they get, the better decisions they make. And they have such an amazing diversity of cards available to them that if you let all of those cards become available through cantrips, they're going to find a way to beat you.
As well as Innistrad blocks to build a 40-card deck. Entry fee is $30. If you want to go ahead and sign up.
And Bronson able to take that first game.
Here on the right side of the
This
stage.
matchup does not seem great for him, especially post-board. Those counterbalances are going to be a huge issue for Bronson. I really like Bronson's hat, though. Hopefully that carries him through.
Yeah.
It's a really nice hat.
Yeah, it's a very classy fedora. So Bronson is probably going to bring in the 2 red elemental blasts. I don't know if you bring in Life from the Loam here, given how many basics Shawn showed you.
I mean, Life of the Loam is fine in other ways, though, just by using it kind of as a draw spell to a certain extent. Like,
Life from the Loam and
yeah,
Brainstorms.
even if you, and even just like, if Shawn's going to have like 1 or 2 non-basics probably,
Right.
and just being able to waste those 2 lands,
Yep.
pretty important.
Yeah. Shawn has 20 lands. A 20 land Ponder deck is like a fairly stable deck, especially with 7 basics.
Seems low to me. I play a lot more lands than most people do in Legacy, but I strongly believe that Brainstorm is not for finding lands. Brainstorm is the most powerful card in your deck.
Sure. What about Ponder?
Ponder you can use to find lands. That's fine.
Okay.
But
So,
I mean, it's still
Do we
like
get to count Ponder as half a land? A third of a land?
a third of a land is fine.
Because you're playing 20 lands, so like that's actually a legitimate conversion.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
So
there you go.
we're playing like 21.2 lands.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's
So you're playing about as many as like Delver is in Standard.
Yeah, but I mean, you have like Elspeths and Jaces, and you have like Entreat the Angels, and you're topping, and post-board your counterbalance topping. Like, those are all decently mana-intensive things that happen.
But you don't want like a bunch of lands mucking up your counterbalance stacks.
And you have 9 fetch lands. You're not going to get a ton mucking things up. So, Sensei, top. Shawn passing the turn over.
Pierce the... Ooh, Thought Scour.
Does a good job.
I don't know if I like Thought Scour myself at the end of turn. Like, Thought Scour is one of those things where someone flips a top and you punish them for it.
Oh yeah, it strongly depends what Bronson has in his hand too. It looks like Bronson's hand is not very good though. Like Rug Delver, it's strange when you keep a hand that doesn't have any like early aggression.
Yeah, no 1-drop, no 2-drop. Did he mulligan? Yeah, Bronson went to 6, so it's reasonable that he just like kept a 6 that has lands and spells. He's just got a long fight ahead of him.
It looks like he's drawing too many lands too. You really don't want to draw that many lands as a Rug Delver player.
Yeah, he's less than thrilled trading Wasteland with Tundra here, because it's basically another card that Shawn gets to look at with top. Every turn that goes by, Shawn gets a little more favored in this game. Right, like on a long enough timeline, Shawn just locks Bronson out with all of the counterbalances in his deck and all the brainstorms in his hand. So Bronson has to kill him before that event horizon gets reached. And he's not doing a great job at, you know, pushing the game forward. So Bronson putting 2 lands back.
Very reasonable.
Yeah. I would untap and crack in my upkeep.
Just to
keep Red Blast up.
Makes
you have
sense.
it. You could get Vendilion clicked here.
Is that really so bad though?
Getting Vendilion clicked?
In this spot, like...
Then you just don't have a Red Blast, man.
No, but he has days in his hand. Kind of wants to, right?
I didn't see the
some
days.
value out of that. Like, you almost want to bait it.
Sure.
Alright, so Bronson this turn probably having Delver and Nimble Mongoose.
Oh boy.
No.
How many cards does Bronson have in his graveyard? Like 5?
Yeah, Bronson has 6 cards in hand, actually.
No, in his graveyard. For
in his
Nimble
graveyard
Mongoose.
right now? I think he has 6. Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll be there very soon.
Is that 2 Terminuses?
So that's not good to have 2 of those in your hand.
No.
They're
on the top of his
deck.
library.
Oh, so he can just keep them there forever?
Yeah, I think
That's pretty cool.
Well, no. The top one can't be a Terminus because he's about to draw that one. Oh, yeah. Right. So trigger on, activate fetch land.
Yep. And this works. This is an interesting way to do it.
Yep.
Now,
it definitely works. So, like I said, Miracle creates a trigger. The trigger goes on the stack. The card is in his hand. It is being revealed. He gets to respond. He gets to activate a fetch land. The fetch land activation resolves. The trigger resolves. He is asked to pay the miracle cost, which is in this case white mana. And when he does so, successfully, the card is cast and put on the stack. And that's
definitely worthwhile of Bronson to ask for a ruling about this, though, because as much as I think that this does work, and I've read the rulings on Miracle,
it's still sick.
Yeah, like I no, but it's one of those things that, you know, this is a new enough mechanic where there can be things that you don't expect to happen that do happen, and I've read rules on new cards and been wrong about them anyway.
Yeah.
Before, so.
Did you just peel a Nimble Mongoose?
Looks like it, which is pretty awesome for him.
Yeah, pretty filthy.
And looks like there's not really any help with
He kept a Spell Snare in?
What?
The middle card is Spell Snare.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
he can't do anything. Like
and he has one in his hand.
And he has like a path. He has a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't interact well with the Nimble Mongoose.
Right. I mean, the card is really good.
Mongoose. No, Mongoose is a favorite of Eric Plone, native of my area. He made a deck when we were much younger called When Mongoose Attack. Deck with 4 Blurred Mongoose and 4 Nimble Mongoose.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sweet one. Alright, Shawn cracking this fetch land here. And does that mean he's going to be trying to cast Jace?
Straight into that Daze?
That'd be a pretty nice Daze for Bronson to pull off.
And he touches his
Jace, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, like, Shawn's mana base right here is actually just so good. Because one of the really important parts of Rug Delver is its capacity to keep its conditional counters live. And the way that it does that is with Wasteland, and the way that it keeps doing that after sideboarding is with Life from the Loam.
Yeah, against Shawn's sake, can't really do that. So he needs to be somewhat aggressive with those Dazes. Like, if he gets an opportunity to use one, he should take it.
Ooh, no, don't tap the red source. Don't do it. Don't. Oh no. No, Charles.
Alright, so no. Ponder for Bronson.
Okay.
We'll say Volcanic Island, red card and a blue card, I think. Red Elemental Blast, so good here.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want him to tap his red source. Okay, found another one. How lucky.
No, he had that one, didn't he? That was what he drew for turn. What? I thought that's what he drew for turn.
I thought that was the bottom of the Ponder stack.
Oh, maybe it was. Huh. Alright, and a Delver of Secrets for Bronson now, too. Let's see, so Shawn, going to take a look at the top of the stack, see if we can find a Terminus. Deal with this.
Nope, has a plow, though.
Does have the plow to deal with the...
Wait, no, that does look like a Terminus. Looks like... Terminus... No, oh, that's Elspeth.
Yeah. These Sensei top decks. Alright, Sword Splasher, starting Delver of Secrets. Gonna pop Bronson back to 20 here.
Totally fine. The card you're going to win with is called Nimble Mongoose.
Alright, so...
Says go.
Shawn just passing the turn back.
Clearly wants to stick an Elspeth through the days.
3.
12?
Putting Shawn down to 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Bronson, I'm sure, full knowledge of that.
Bronson playing very carefully to ensure that he doesn't open himself up to a huge blowout via Terminus.
And I like that. That's important.
Only ever putting 2 creatures in play.
Okay, so cards get rearranged by Shawn, and...
Hold on. What's going on? He rearranges his draws.
Yeah, he's just drawing his card. Here's an option. You know, he can try for either Planeswalker, but both those kind of end up being disasters.
I mean, he can go land Elspeth, but if Bronson has Pierce, then he's out in the cold of it. And another plow, content to take another 3 from that Mongoose another turn.
And Bronson at this point, just his hand's just getting bigger and bigger. Shawn flying down 9 here.
Yeah, Bronson's just like super content because in 2 turns, Bronson just gets to go upstairs with Lightning Bolt.
Yep. That's one of the things that's really nice about the Rug deck is, you know, it actually has reach, which is something that you don't see as often in aggro decks.
Wow,
today.
that's another Nimble Mongoose.
Awesome in this matchup here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Terminus, sort of upon reflection, is that because Rug Delver sees so many cards, they still just keep all of their Nimble Mongoose in their deck.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what they end up doing is, over time, they end up getting shuffled back in, and so their threat density actually goes up as the game gets longer, as opposed to just getting attritioned out, and, you know, they have 2 Mongoose to draw 2, and then 1 Mongoose to draw 2, and then they're just, like, out of, you know, their best threat. But Terminus just, like, keeps restocking your best card. So
yeah,
that's Elspeth.
With all those cantrips and those fetch lines, it's just very easy to find them again. Now, Elspeth, Bronson's going to need to have something here.
If he has Pierce, then he's very set. If not, then what does that do? Oh, my Mongoose never deals damage again? Cool. Force Will it? Or Spell Pierce it?
Worth forcing.
Yeah. Like, I think he wins if... Ooh. Yikes.
Alright, Shawn French makes a soldier.
Whatever you do, Bronson, don't bolt the soldier. You can force bolt it, but don't bolt it.
But bolting the soldier seems a little soft.
Because attacking with Mongoose, he's definitely blocking. Oh dear. Oh no.
Alright, Bronson decides he wants to lightning bolt the soldier. And we'll send in for 3 here.
Yeah.
Shawn down to 6. Play another Nimble Mongoose, and he has a bolt in hand. This actually sets himself up really nicely.
I mean, the goose was going to get chump blocked anyway. He's just giving away information here. Like, Shawn was going to pass his turn on 6 regardless, but Shawn wasn't going to know that he was passing the turn on 6. Because, like, you can't not chump block with the soldier on the goose. So the only thing that happened is that you changed when you dealt 3 damage to Shawn. And that's like actually an issue. Because, like, now Shawn knows that he needs to dig.
And Bronson there, getting to get a card with Daze. Something I know I did not expect.
Yeah. Very, very patient on Bronson's part.
Alright, so Shawn French activating that top during his upkeep. Looking for a way to deal with this. Really needs a Terminus right now.
Yeah, Shawn needs a miracle.
Yeah, an actual real-life miracle.
Don't thought scour him. It's bait. Just let him draw his card, man.
Alright, now
Shawn very wisely, by the way, saying, do you have any effects in my upkeep?
and a Ponder here. See how he stacks this one.
I don't know if I like drawing the Ponder over drawing the land.
Yeah, here Bronson is going to Red Elemental Blast that Ponder.
Yeah.
Alright, and Bronson, I think he just has lethal here.
Well, no, but what's going to happen is Shawn's going to top and try and flip top into Terminus.
Oh, he has it?
Well, no, but... Oh, I mean, he's going to top. He has one unseen card. No miracles.
It is, however, a Vendilion Click, I believe, right?
Yeah, which...
But he doesn't have the mana to cast it.
Yeah. In a disgusting, ironic point of view, had he drawn the land instead of the Ponder, he would have 4 mana untapped instead of 2.
Yep.
And he could top with 1, see the Vendilion Click, flip top, take Vendilion Click, shuffle, go to 5, flash Vendilion Click in, block 1, chump the other, and be just fine.
It's definitely true. It's hard to see that stuff like with foresight, however. But yeah, here with Bronson, gonna go ahead and finish this game off.
Ooh.
Yep, and that's it. Just like that, our miracle deck hath been defeated. Bronson Magnan and his awesome hat advance on to round 5
Undefeated.
with an untarnished record.
With a really, really nice looking